Phil was clearly frustrated. He was hitting a ton of greens in the first couple days, or a ton of fairways, but he wasn't really getting anywhere. He was putting poorly, wasn't getting up and down. So he was, at this point, I don't even know what he was putting for. I don't know if he was putting for par, whatever the hell it was.
He was putting for bogey, I believe.
Putting for bogey, and he smoked one past the hole. Downhill. I don't know what he was thinking. I almost think he did it on purpose because he acknowledged he had this in his head. So he smoked one past the hole. He waited a second, and then he started running after it. And in like an unprecedented move, I mean, we saw John Daly do it years ago when he walked off the course.
But yeah, that's different. He just walked off.
He walked off. That's what I thought Phil was going to do.
Yeah.
Phil ran after it. Instead of letting it roll down the hill and down the front and behind the bunker, he just said, screw it, I'm going to take my 2 strokes, bump it back, and he ended up hitting it 4 or 5 more times. He hit it a bunch of times, ended up with a 10 on the hole with the 2-stroke penalty. But the golf world was outraged. And here's Phil's explanation for it. Some people thought, David Fay, former executive director of the USGA, seemed like most of the announcers all thought that Phil should have been DQ'd. But here is Phil's thought process.
I don't mean disrespect by anybody. I know it's a 2-shot penalty, and at that time I just didn't feel like going back and forth and hitting the same shot over. I took the 2-shot penalty, moved on. It's my understanding of the rules. I've had multiple times where I've wanted to do that. I just finally did.
Did you think the ball was going to roll off the green when you hit it?
No question. It was going to go down into the same spot behind the bunker. It wasn't going to have a shot. And I don't know if I would have been able to save a shot or whatnot, but I know it's a 2-shot penalty, hitting a moving ball. I tried to hit it. You take the 2 shots and you move on.
Does it show disrespect to the championship?
It's certainly not. It's meant take advantage of the rules as best as you can, and in that situation, it was just I was just going back and forth, and I'd gladly take the 2 shots over continuing that display.
Especially here at the U.S. Open, what do you say to those people that love you so much, follow you? Do you regret what you've done?
I've had an awesome day. The people here have been incredible. It's been, singing happy birthdays, wishing happy birthdays. The people here have made coming here over the decades an awesome experience. And I had, it's a fun birthday. I don't mean it in any disrespect. And if that's the way people took it, I apologize to them. But that's not the way it was taken. I took the 2-shot penalty, moved on, and there's not much more to say.
In my opinion, it was his way of saying F you to the USGA. He was frustrated.
Very frustrated.
He wanted to make a point of that. I also think the way he and Beef were just laughing, like it just got away from him.
Yeah.
I think it was just kind of disrespectful. And here's the thing. A lot of people are comparing it to other sports, like to basketball or certain random situations. Golf is unique in the way that it governs itself. I just thought it was I thought it was above. I thought it crossed the line. I thought it crossed the line, and he should have been DQ'd.
Yeah. Very bad look for Phil.
Just a bad look for the game.
You would expect it from him.
I will give him credit for going up there and talking to Curtis Strange after the round, and he sat there for another 20 minutes to talk to the rest of the national media.
Did some damage control, but he didn't quite own up to it until he later texted Rosafort.
True, he did.
And he said
it
wasn't my proudest moment.
True.
Right.
I think, in the heat of the moment, he's not really thinking about it. Like you said, he was frustrated. Once he thought about it, he realized he had effed up. But he did talk about it. A lot of guys wouldn't talk about it.
He didn't talk about it on Sunday, though. He rolled out.
I don't think Tiger would sit there and talk to Curtis Strange about it. Now, Tiger would never do it.
Tiger wouldn't do it.
Tiger would never do it.
Tiger's a douche in his own way.
I agree.
But Tiger wouldn't do that.
That's why I prefaced it by saying that. But a lot of guys wouldn't talk about it. All right, let's go to Chris in Lorton. He's got some thoughts on Phil.
Chris, what's up?
What's up, boys? How you doing this morning?
What's up, buddy?
Doing great.
So, you guys know me in my past life, what I used to do in golf and things like that. But, this is just a tragic misuse of the rule to your advantage. That really, a rule is not supposed to be used to your advantage in golf unless it's a drop. So it's just something that I don't think, one, he should have done. And, yeah, you want to stick it to the USGA because their whole philosophy is let's take the course as hard and fast until we can kill the golf course. But, at that point, you're a professional. There's no reason to go ahead and misuse the rules like that.
It wasn't to his advantage. I know he kind of was claiming that. It was an FU because There's no way he was going to get a 10 on that hole. He was putting for bogey. He would have gotten it up and maybe
I'm pretty
three-putted.
sure he was putting for bogey.
He wasn't going to get a 10. He completely just quit. He quit at that point.
He punted on that hole.
He punted. So that's why I wanted him to pick up his ball and just leave.
And Chris, based on the rule, I mean, maybe they got to change the wording on the rule. Based on the rule, he can do that. I mean, he takes 2 strokes, but as long as he makes a fair stroke at the ball, I mean, that is the rule. That's what it says.
But there's another rule, which you've heard about, Rule 1-2, which none of us know. But if you're a geek and you've been following this, there's another rule that says a player must not take an action with the intent to influence the movement of a ball in play or any physical conditions with the intent of affecting the playing of a hole. And they also say something about, the serious breach of etiquette.
Oh, that's 33-7.
That was 100% a serious breach of etiquette, if you ask me.
Exactly.
You couldn't. In fact, you couldn't do anything more serious than that, other than kick it in the hole.
Well, I was going to say you could stop it. Well, you could pick it up. You could stop it with your hand. You could kick it with your foot. That would be a little worse than what he did, I thought.